Yo, man, that's Bryce. Finally got on.
Bryce, my dude, always a pleasure, man. What's on your mind?
So, two quick points. What is your feelings on the Guantanamo situation? Because they were asking questions about that. And then they asked a question about Beyonce because of everything that's going on with that situation. What are you guys feeling? Oh, what's up to the whole press from everybody? And then Bernie did a very good job. And Hillary is pandering. And Morgan Freeman, I just lost mad points for that, but I digress.
No problem, man. All right, if you allow us, we'll take that off the air. We've been meaning to get to Guantanamo Bay. That's actually on the list. Listen, my apologies to Dalton. He actually we have a lot of people working with us now, and I want to take a moment and pause and applaud everyone who has come on board to help the Progressive Army and the Benjamin Dixon Show. I actually have a team that is far greater than what a YouTube show deserves. I'm just going to be honest with you. What these guys are doing in the background, you don't see it yet, but when you see it, you're going to be like, damn, right? So I want to thank all of them. And one of them has put together the descriptions for the show, and in the description, we were supposed to talk about a lot of things, including Guantanamo Bay. So in order to be respectful to that, Solomon, let's table that other thing for a few more minutes. Let's talk about Guantanamo Bay. For me, it's about time. Of course, Republicans are going to lose their minds. That does mean that we're going to host some of those criminals here inside of criminals, those terrorists inside of the United States. Particularly, I think in South Carolina, there's going to be a facility there. But in general, I am actually pretty okay with President Obama in these last few months living up to some of the things that he promised from the very beginning, and it's been put on the back burner for almost 8 years. That's just me. I think it's really simple. What do you guys think? Anybody?
I would prefer looking for things to fix that he missed from earlier in his administration. I'd put making trade deals, putting labor in trade deals like he promised during the campaign, or bankers being prosecuted a little bit higher than Gitmo personally.
Solomon, where's my boo? Listen, we already know that President Obama is for all intents and purposes, he's a neoliberal, right? Okay, so let's start there, right? He's not the progressive that we hoped he was. Okay, now
but that he promised. I'm saying specifically things that he promised, not like what our hopes. He specifically said that he was going to ensure that labor was going to have at least the whole political thing. They're going to have a seat at the table.
Yeah.
No one even got to know where the table was. So that didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one, bankers being prosecuted, as soon as the statute of limitations passed, and he got and the new heads of the Justice Department said, yeah, we should probably go over white-collar criminals more. You should probably do that. That whole too big to fail thing, that was wrong. If he's worried about his legacy, those two things would probably be bigger than closing Gitmo. John McCain said we should close Gitmo during.
I have to disagree with that now. Closing Gitmo is a huge scar in American history, right? Closing it is actually a Band-Aid and starts the healing process of that scar. We can't minimize what Gitmo actually represents in terms of America and torture and everything else. So I will concede everything that you just said in terms of all the things that he failed on, particularly economically, trade deals, and really giving the labor unions the shaft, right? But in terms of Gitmo, I don't think we can minimize what that really means, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. What do you guys think?
Gitmo's crucial. He promised it. He promised it on day one, and it's still there. It's not all his fault. Congress has done their best and so far succeeded in stopping him from shutting it down, from completing that goal, really for no reason other than fear-mongering that, we're going to bring them onto our soil, we're going to put them in maximum security prisons and put our citizens at risk, which, come on, where's the logic in that? But
so is nobody going to give? Okay, Noah, I'm going to go to you. I know you're going to keep it real. You're going to say whatever's on your mind. What do you think about Gitmo? Don't I mean
You
don't
know, I would, like I said, like, I think it's awesome that Barry is getting it all in there before he goes. Like, it's great. He's gonna have a showdown with SCOTUS over the new Supreme Court appointment. It's gonna be great. Gitmo, I mean, at this point, I kind of, yay, I guess. Like, I don't, I mean, okay, yeah, it's great, but it was supposed to be done years ago. Um, it's finally happening. That's great. And even the question tonight, I think David just said it right. Like, the way the question was framed tonight, like, okay, we're closing Gitmo, but it's like, oh my God, they could be in your back door. Like, nobody's gonna put supposedly dangerous people like right behind your house or anything. So let's not even go there.
right.
Um, Even though I normally do not agree with Secretary Clinton that much, I think when she pointed out that we do have people in maximum security prisons in places in the States already, like there are places here, and that was a very good point. I mean, she also brought it back in. I do think it is good, again, that President Obama, he's not just being a lame duck, he's not just blowing off life and just kicking it. I
Right.
mean, he's pushing through and doing what he said he was going to do that for whatever reason he didn't do earlier. But the excitement for me, the like, oh my God, this is happening, is kind of gone for me at this point. When I heard about it the other day, I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Okay, so no, there's no excitement. I didn't get up and dance. Like when believe it or not, when a lot of other decisions that have come down the line, not directly connected to President Obama all the time, I've actually like celebrated. I celebrated when the marriage equality actually came to pass. That was a celebration. I didn't celebrate over Gitmo, but you three are some hard asses. Like, come on. This is a big deal because somebody just said in the chat room, and I have to agree with them, that Gitmo was American fascism. I mean, this is where
It was.
we did the very worst that America could possibly be and do, and for him to finally close it down. Yes, it was supposed to have been done years ago, but okay, hang on.
And yes, the ones in Somalia and Yemen are still going to be open indefinitely. So it really
Yes.
doesn't really matter. Most of them are just going to get transferred there instead of in America. But it's a big symbolic gesture that'll help him write a book.
Let me eject Solomon. Now, Solomon's keeping it too real. Listen. We have to listen. This is the way I see the world, right? I take up for President Obama more than probably anyone who is as far left as I am. The reason is because I understand the context and I understand the framework of the office of the presidency, right? There's actually academic studies about the office of the presidency and the power that it has to direct a human more so than the human has to direct the office. So President Obama was inserted into a living entity that had control over him more than he had control over it. And I guess because I understand the American presidency from that perspective, I give him a pass like I give so many other people that most of you guys would never give him. So I am an Obama apologist for many, many, many reasons. Not the least of which is I think any other president, I don't care who they were, Hillary Clinton, Bernie Sanders, I think if Bernie Sanders gets into the White House, he is going to have the hardest challenge of his life to accomplish anything that he wants to accomplish, not because he doesn't really believe it, but because the office of the presidency has a life of its own. And President Obama got in there. That's why he has all these grades now, because that office has been kicking his ass more than he's been kicking that office's ass, in my opinion. All right.
Let me come in on that real quick. Just I didn't mean to minimize Gitmo or make it seem like it was.
It's a free country. You can minimize it.
No, that's not what I had meant to.
No, that's what I was.
That wasn't the impression that I meant to give off. My Solomon. Gitmo is one of our lowest points.
Yep.
There's no doubt about it. It's right there with waterboarding and everything else that we did in the Bush era. There's absolutely no doubt about it. And it should be closed. I didn't see the plan. I was under the impression it was something. I didn't get a chance to take a look. I was honestly under the impression that it was something he submitted that isn't going to get anywhere, but it sounds like I may be wrong on that. I would love for it to be closed. I think that it absolutely should be closed. And I just think that, again, I feel like no matter what he does, and I haven't looked at the plan, but everything he's done thus far, he's been shut down left and right, and so that was my perspective. That's where I was coming from with that. Is that I didn't have confidence that it would get done as much as he wants it to be done, and that it should be done.
I was wondering if my man was going to call it. One of my generals over there, JP Rankin, disagrees with me vehemently. So I want you to call in or join the chat room, JP, and tell us about why you disagree with me. 256, you're live on the air. What's your name, comment, and or question? And then